Hey, how's everybody doing? My name is Zack Orr. I'm here at World of Music in Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm going to take a little time every once in a while just to show you some of the used pedals that we have here at the store. We get quite a lot that come through, and you can find some gems. And today we're going to be talking about the guitar synthesizer SY-300 from Boss. Previous guitar synthesizers, you needed a MIDI enabled guitar. But the big thing about the SY-300 is that it does not need a MIDI capable guitar. You can just play any guitar you want, even an acoustic guitar, and have this kind of sound at your disposal. I think that this pedal is probably going to appeal to bands that are into electronic music, people who are trying to incorporate some electronic music into their pedal board, or maybe even solo performers who are doing a lot of looping that want to start adding some electronics to their sound. I wanted to just give you guys a couple, some examples of some of the presets that you can find on here. But before I do, some of the other things that are interesting about this, there's 3 different filters that can be enabled on the synth at the same time. You have all the typical different sine waves, or different waves like sine wave, square wave, triangle. This pedal also works with bass and electronic instruments as well. So you can send a synth into this synth. You could send a drum machine into this synth and get some really wild sounds. Basically you could try any fretted instrument and plug it in. Some of the other things that are interesting about this is that there's you can send your regular guitar sound through the LFOs and the filters on this synth to get some different sounds from your already existing pedal board. I'm going to just run through a few of the presets. Some of them you don't have to do much in. You can just run some power chords and let it ride, and it sounds pretty good. It sounds very electronic. This is a sequence that is preloaded in there. One thing I forgot to mention is that there is a control button on the synth that alters the preset, and most of them, each preset has something pretty cool that goes with it. Called Extensive Pulse, and you can see, I mean, I was just playing these real high up triads, and even with that it was super thick sound. Here's a brass sound. I could see this coming in handy if you were going to be doing some loops and you wanted to have a bass line added into the loop. You got some organ sounds in there. When you hit the control button on that, it's going to add a rotating Leslie speaker effect. I forgot to mention the effects. There's all of the usual suspects that you'd imagine: reverb, delay, chorus, modulation effects. There's even some strange effects, something called slow gears. Yeah, so you have a bunch of onboard effects inside the synth that you can affect the synth sounds with as well. This is listed as a guitar, bass, and flute layer. And so on the lower strings you have bass sound, and then on the upper strings you're going to have guitar, and then in the middle it's a little flute-like. I can hear the flutes now. On this this preset, there's a good example of what I would say is a nice performance edition. So you can hit this control button and there's a ramp that goes up from there. So there you go. So there you have it. That was the Boss SY-300 guitar synthesizer, and we can get a brand new one for you for $6.99, and but the one I'm playing right now is a used one, and it is on sale for $4.49. So you can get that at quite a discount from a brand new one, and get these synth sounds into your playing.